Hello, hello. Good evening, man. We got a lot of people tuning in tonight. What? Okay, I wasn't even expecting this much people here. Man, maybe you guys are here because of what y'all seen the other night. Holy smoke. Let me look at the comment section here. It's definitely lit here. Finally caught a live from the beginning. Well, I'm glad that you guys are here. Wow, what's going on tonight? It's like everybody's in the house tonight. You know, it's been a minute that it's been like this, you know. But I see a lot of people here. A lot of people are tuning in tonight. 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to get into all these questions. Hold on. Boko, what's up, man? Okay, what's going on? Vagabond Cité, give it up. Sasha Khalid, hello. Big Tasty, what's going on? Word, me too. Yeah. Okay, we'll be out here. Blade Watson, haven't caught a live mainstream in a minute. Well, Infernal Blessings, thank you. Little Horn. Free Mana. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in a few. Said comment, mon gars. Good evening, AP. Man, we have a lot of people tuning in tonight. You know, we got to get to the questions. You know, listen, let's go. Greetings to my TikTok audience. I can't wait till I get my studio set up for TikTok whatsoever. But yes. Good evening. I'm here to answer your questions. This is an open Q&A as usual. Man, we have about 300. How do I get like 300? How do I get three? I don't even understand. I got 391 likes on TikTok. 400 likes right now. Good evening. Man, how do I get 400 likes on TikTok? Parlez français, frérot. Français, moi. Okay, parlez français. Oh, how can I say this on français? Okay, like my French is like, okay, let me you put me on what's the name? You put me on what do you call that thing again, man? You put me on deck right now. Français, moi. Okay, français, not there's no moi in français. It's what I say. Je parle français comme ci comme ça. Je comprends français plus que je parlais français. Tu comprends? Or rather say, vous comprenez? Yeah. Français, je parle français comme ci comme ça, mais pas trop. Si tu parles français, je comprends. Mais réponse en façon difficile. Man, français c'est une langue qui est difficile. How can I say this? Okay. C'est une langue qui pas trop difficile, mais concentration. How can I say? Man, you got me nervous right now, man. To speak French, you got me nervous here, man. Bonsoir, what's up? Good evening. Bonne nuit, bonsoir. We have your French is good. Merci beaucoup. Études, parfois. One second. Man, listen, right now, I'm concentrating on Spanish now more because in my profession, there's more clientele that speaks Spanish than they do French. So right now, that's where I'm focusing my energy. Creole is cool. You know, Creole is cool, but the thing is, in my profession, Creole and Spanish are the most important assets for me right now. You know, Français, pas trop. Mais Espagnol, beaucoup. Okay, 1 second. Let me look at this. What we have? Somebody asked me, do I eat meat? Well, let me look at these comments. Hold on. We got a lot of people coming up in here. I got a lot of likes, but where's the people at? Saludo. Bienvenido. What was it? Bienvenidos en español. Bienvenidos. That's for my TikTok audience. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? La Fleur Rebelle, my favorite Boko. Comment ça va, chérie? How are you? Sac passé, da boule, chérie. Merci, La Fleur. Yes, on bon temps de nous parler. Man, we in the house tonight. We got La Fleur up in here. We got everybody up in here, man. I'm happy to see you. It's been a long time since we spoke. Let me get up here, man. Let me get up here. Listen. Simon Désert Sakpasse chérie. Well, good evening. Mwah. Simon, chérie, oubliez. Saludos. Bienvenidos. Did I say it great? Did I say it good? How do they say this in Spanish? What does I say? Wait, hold on. Let me go in my mind. How do they say it in Spanish? Did I say it good in Spanish? Damn, my mind is so frozen right now. I got so much shit on my mind. Hold on. Got it. Y'all got me in a brain freeze right now. What was I gonna say in Spanish? 1 second. Y'all got me. Yo, my mind is running at 90 miles an hour. I got so much shit on my mind. Yes, bienvenidos. Thank you. Not S, that's Creole, SQ. Shit. Man, my brain is frozen right now. Y'all, listen, let me start doing a bilingual thing right now. Because you guys, one guy just hit me with fuss. He wanted me to speak French, right? Spoke a little French, right? Now I got somebody speaking to me in Spanish with her. See, listen, my brain is like, y'all gotta catch me in a moment where I'm focused on the language thing right now, you know? Because right now my mind is like so full right now. For one thing I'm gonna talk to you guys about bilingual, speaking multiple languages, is that a lot of different languages, it's a lot about memory. It's about memory, and it's about constantly writing and constantly studying. And not only that, it's about having confidence. If you're studying multiple language or you're speaking multiple languages, you got to stay on it, because the minute that you slow down, or you're going to forget these things. And that's where language, being, bilingual, comes into play. Man, why am I at a brain freeze tonight? Some of you guys just caught me off guard, and I'm like, hold the fuck up, where I'm at right now. What's up? Mon ami. You're getting better. Tu eres el mejor. That means you're getting, pues, tu eres el mejor. That means, if I'm correct, you're getting better. Thank you. I guess you see it. That is muchos gracias. Yo, Spanish. Let me tell you something. Spanish is a tongue twister. There's words like, what the other day I said something in Spanish. What was this? Intentando. It's like intentando, right? Which means I'm trying. Whatsoever. Intentando. I'm like, intentando. My tongue is twisting whatsoever. Then I was, what was it? I'm going to tell you one thing about Spanish language. Spanish language is a language that's very short. You can have, what is this? Ayúdame, right? You say, help me. Ayúdame, that is like one word I've seen in the spelling, right? And it's actually two, I guess it means two things. No, it's actually two words, but it's actually in one spelling. Ayúdame. Like, can you help me or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Spanish is it's like this. To speak Spanish or to write Spanish, like for me, my writing in Spanish is better than me speaking it. Speaking it is different from writing. Writing, it's like this. You can make errors, but you can have translators to help you, correct you. You know, so for me, writing Spanish, people be like, yo, you can write pretty decent in Spanish, but the communication part is the difficult part, because the communication thing is more of like your mind has to be on that and you got to be focused. It's like it's not like one of those things where you can just snap into it. It's got to be something that you're prepared for. Communication en español, I would say this. Es difícil. Why? No, difícil, I guess you can say that in Spanish, but I know in Creole we have difícil. I don't know. When Creole we say difícil, I don't know if in Spanish it's difícil. You know, but damn, I'm getting Creole and Spanish. Let me chill out. Let me chill online. But what I'm going to say is this: is that when speaking Spanish, it's one of those things it's like you got to have the confidence for it. You know, you can't be timid. You know, if you're going to speak Spanish, you got to have the confidence. And sometimes when I'm speaking Spanish to people, you know, it's like I'm already prepared for it. If I'm in the Dominican Republic, I'm prepared for it. If I'm speaking to someone that I know only speaks Spanish, I'm prepared for it, because one, I have my translator, I'm reading from it, and as the person's talking to me, I'm taking what they're saying is it's like I'm translating it into French or Creole. I understand Spanish a bit. If they're going too fast, it's going to be confusing for me. But if I'm listening to what they're saying, because it sounds similar to French and Creole, I can understand. And sometimes when I need to make the right responses as I'm talking or wherever I'm speaking with them, I'm going to utilize my translator and communicate back and forth with them. So now let me. Okay, all right. Let me get to business right now. Are you going to YouTube? Okay, man. Let me get to this, because I know people came here for the. One sec. That happened to you in English sometimes? Right, exactly. You got to be prepared for it. But listen, I don't want to lose people for this live here. I need people to throw the questions at me. You know, throw the questions at me, and let's get to it. You know, let's get to it. Let me start here. What is the most freakiest paranormal activity? What is the most freaky paranormal activity you have ever witnessed? I would say this. I remember I was at this chick's house, right? And what happened was she got mad at me because I didn't want to go out. I was so lifted. We were smoking some weed, right? The chick got so mad, like, mind you, the chick didn't touch anything. She was so mad. I guess it was a glass that cracked on the table. Out of nowhere. It was like a verre, what do they call it? A glass, you know, whatever glass people drink out of. Verre, we call it in Creole. But it was on the table. She was so mad, it just cracked. Listen, she wanted to go out whatsoever, and I was so high, I was like, I don't want to be around people like that, man. You know, and she got so mad, her face turned red. You know how light-skinned women are, you know what I'm saying? So listen, she was just so mad the glass cracked on her table out of nowhere. That was one crazy paranormal activity thing that I witnessed whatsoever, you know? What if you understand and speak? The best thing you can do is get a translator. If you understand, here goes. Man, I don't want to go back to the language because I don't want to lose people. The best thing you can do, Queenie, B2U, is this: get a translator, because the translator will write things out, and if you can read a different language, just read it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I may be caught off guard, and I just write whatever my response is in English for the translator, and I read the translation in Spanish back to the person who I'm standing to, and it helps just like that, and eventually it'll become smooth sailing for you. All right, now let me get back to this. Is it true that certain scriptures can destroy someone's life when it comes to witchcraft? Yes, it can. La prière, prayer is very important. You know, when sometimes you can read certain scriptures from the Bible, and that throws everything off. Everything it just throws everything out of whack for your rivals. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What do we have here? What if you can understand it? Okay, yes. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, man, we got a lot of questions coming in on both YouTube and TikTok. Yes, I speak Creole and Spanish, and I confuse myself sometimes. Yes, that happens. That happens. I'm like, listen, don't catch me off guard, man. That happens, bro. What do we have here? Where's the bluesy? I'm not wearing a bluesy tonight. I'm actually wearing the Date Just 2 with the Roman numeral Azuro Dal. The bluesy, I don't have the bluesy anymore, man. I actually sold that, man. Yeah, like I just kept the steel sub and that's it. You know, I'm just rocking it on steel. Let me listen. I don't want to drift off the spiritual conversation for a second, but I want to say this to this guy here. Listen, the best for me, I went through the whole crazy watch phase already. I've had a gold Rolex day date. I had a gold Rolex Submariner. Listen, there's a time I had about 10 watches. And you know what I've done recently? I consolidated. I came down to 3 watches. A two-tone Date Just, a steel Date Just, and a Rolex Submariner. That's it. You know, it's like this. You can easily replace a Date Just. You can easily replace a Submariner. But you can't easily replace a solid gold sub. Nor can you replace a solid gold day date. Nah, man. Right now, for my tax bracket, I feel like that's for someone that's in a higher tax bracket. They can afford to lose something like that. For me, that's a little bit out of my range. So for me, and not only that, I was very conscientious of wearing a solid gold piece like that. Yeah, that's crazy. You got what is it at a time? 35,000 on your wrist. Nah, that's too much of a risk for me. Okay, but anyway, off of this real quick. Just Banu Creola, that's it. Not all, okay, yes. Someone said, not all ancestors are good for us. Is that true? That some do hate us? I'm going to say this. Listen, someone said on YouTube, not all ancestors are good. I said that in the old videos back in the day, right? I used to say that a lot in my old videos. Because people used to be like, ancestor this, ancestor that, ancestor this, ancestor that. Well, first and foremost, do you know what ancestor you're communicating with? Do you know who you're trying to bring into existence? Listen, because I've seen numerous disasters occur with people doing that. They bring up a rogue entity or a rogue person of their family that they didn't know had weird tendencies, and now certain things begin to transpire in their life. Now you got to know who you're bringing up, because some of these people may have had, let's just say this, I don't want to say certain things for TikTok, whatever, but some of these people could have done some very evil things, you know, and you may bring these people up, and now you start having these, how can I say this? What do you call these thoughts again? Intrusive thoughts, rather I say. Thoughts that you never had before, but now they start to be in your mind, right? What are your plans for November? Bravo, this is true. You must know who you are speaking to. Yes. How can I manifest what I want? I've been working on it and nothing. Well, let me tell you something. Mommy, let me tell you something. Hold on. You're asking about manifestation. Manifestation, we have the same word. If I'm correct, that is, they say the same thing in Spanish too, right? Manifestation. In Creole is manifestation as well. To manifest, what are you doing to manifest? See, when you manifest, listen, if you're trying to bring something into existence, what are you doing to obtain it? See, listen, man, listen, I'm going to be personal, because me being personal, I'm not going to lie. Let me tell you something. Listen, I went a month straight Listen, I had a client, right? I'm gonna give y'all some game. I had a client of mine. This client, I gave him some work, and that boy was burning it. This guy's a professional, works in the office and everything. Therapist, like I'm talking about therapist, psychology, all that type of stuff, right? He has all the colleagues at his work trying to, what I'm saying, give him a little something, something. We call it, old school Haitians call it a little tabaki, you know what I'm saying? They want, like, these women at his job is trying to break him off or something, right? Trying to break him off. This boy been burning it left and right. He's telling me about going home with one of his colleagues and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen. So now, mind you, I'm like, this is my work, man. This is my work. You say this boy living his life right here. You know what? I'm working too much, man. Let me try this out a little bit. What? I'm getting women calling me back and forth. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I had so much activity. You know what I'm saying? I had so much paranormal activity for the past couple of weeks. I'm like, I gotta give it a break. You know what I'm saying? I literally gotta give it a break. But listen, what did I put in place for that? I'm doing my rituals to make things happen for me. You see, I'm doing my rituals to make things happen for me. And not only that, when these women see me, it's as though this guy's well put together. He's clean, he's shaved. You know what I'm saying? He takes care of himself. So on a manifestation for attraction and love, your image has to be together. You got to take care of yourself. Go to the gym, exercise, things of that nature. Now, business-wise, if you're trying to manifest money into your life, what are you doing to manifest money in your life? What do you got going on that's going to bring and attract money into your life? Because the spells don't just work on their own. You gotta, they don't just work on their own. You say you gotta have an avenue for the money to come in. Yeah. So do what you gotta do, and not only that, make sure you know what you're doing. Because you can do things for manifestation and not do it right. And then you'll be sitting there like Bob Marley's song, waiting in vain for your love. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be waiting in vain for manifestation or for things to happen for you. What up? Wow, that's true, Okay. How can I manifest? What happens? What do you think on initiation into ATRs? Listen. Someone asked me, what do I think about initiation into ATRs? Now, let me say this. For me, I didn't have to go through that. Why? Because I came up in a family that was already in it, and they gave me the game. It's similar to someone being blessed in. Back in the day, certain gangs, they had this thing where you'd have to be, jumped in whatsoever to be, become part of it, right? Same thing with initiation. There's some people that have to go through that. And there's some people that don't because they're already in a family that's already been in that. You know what I'm saying? There's people in the family that already paved the way for that. You know what I'm saying? So I say this for those of you who are out of it, I would say it can be a good thing, but make sure the people that are initiating you know what they're doing. Because you don't want to get into a house that's all about money, and then you pay money, and next thing you know, there is nothing that you learned out of that. They just took your money whatsoever and took you for a ride, and that was it. You don't want to be in that circle, man. But you can learn a lot. If you're initiated into the right community, you're initiated into the right house, you can learn a lot. If you're under the right guidance, right supervision, right? So yeah, for me, again, it all depends on who you're dealing with, because you don't want the people, you don't be dealing with the wrong people and you find yourself in a situation that you later regret. Some people spend thousands of dollars and they end up learning nothing. I've seen this in the past. When I first started, there's people that spent $20,000, $30,000 on initiation. And I had to say, you guys, you don't know what you're doing. You just got, you got initiated and you guys don't know nothing. You know, I feel like there's some people out here that are blessed, they have the gift. But for them, they think that they have to go join something in order to feel as if they've reached the pinnacle. Sometimes you can just be a person that's gifted. There's people that I've met that have never been initiated, that's been part of no house whatsoever, and they just had the gift. You see, there's plenty of people like that that have the gift. They can read, they can do tarot cards, they're accurate as hell. They've never been initiated, nothing. And these people can do readings better than people who have been initiated. So I say this, you know, you got to be careful in that area. You know, again, it all depends on who you're dealing with. Okay, let me get to YouTube right now. Let me get to my YouTube class, man. Okay, the last video you were speaking about blood in your stool if you're within tranquil spirit split. That became a prophecy for me. I fixed the problem. I mean, you already got it, so I don't want to get me too. Okay, yeah, well, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's one thing about it in tranquil spirit, right? When you're working with that type of in tranquil spirit, anywhere between Marinette and Imasola, you may find that your stools may be a little bloody if you're doing things the wrong way. That's a sign letting you know you better fix that. Yeah, that can happen. Well, I'm glad that you fixed it. I've been seeing this. What do you mean if not in Champel, you're not in it? Nah, man, it's not Champel. You know, it's Champel. Nah, that's not it, man. That's. I said Champ. It can be pronounced Champwell. It can be pronounced Champwell. You know, different pronunciations of it whatsoever. Super Champwell Baladin. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in that, then you're not in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's about, that's Gamun talk, man. That is Bagay Gamun. If you're not in that, you're not in that. That's like a person, see, that's like a person asking someone that's a gang member or whatever organization they're part of, asking about their secrets or asking about their politics. That's it. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Suba Sampo Baladin. That's about Gamun. That's it. It's Gamun talk. It's big grown-up talk. Any tips on Bawan Samzi? I have one foot in the tradition and now getting into Haiti. Well, first and foremost, I don't know why you're going to Haiti, man. Why you're going to Haiti right now? Listen, this is the worst time to be going to Haiti. You know, I want you to understand, this is the worst time to be stepping foot on that soil. Do you not understand how much things are going on right now? The news has gave various warnings about going to the country. I have not been to Haiti in about 3 years now. 3 years. I haven't been there in 3 years. I mean, listen, there's a lot of things going on. It's not safe. I don't know why you'd even go there. But as far as Bawan Samzi is concerned, you know, listen, you got to do things accordingly. Because if you don't, then you're going to have some problems. You got to do everything by the book. Do you need a reading? Absolutely not. I'm one person that don't believe in all that. Some people will tell you, oh, you got to do a reading and stuff like that. No, I don't believe in that. If you want to come for me for service, as long as you make logical sense and you know what you want, and if it's reasonable, you know, then we can go from there. You know, but other than that, no, you don't need a reading for me. You tell me what the situation is, and I'll diagnose it for you and let you know what I think needs to be done. You know, now reading, that's if you don't know what's going on, then you can book a reading. You can do that. But if you just know what you want to do whatsoever for the discussion, just pay that consultation fee, and I'll give you the right advice, you know, or point you in the direction of what we need to do or what you may need to do. Yes, you can book a reading. You can book both from my site. Yes, you can directly. Is it true that Dontor can demand to marry you and screw with your love life until you submit? I mean, listen, that's part of the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? I know it may be different from a lot of people that are not Haitian descent, but that's the culture, man. You know, that's the culture. For Haitians, this is normal. This is known amongst Haitian people. It may be foreign to a lot of you people because you never heard this stuff before, or people don't want to talk to you about it. Hmm. Yes, I can. Can I talk about La Dominadora? What is this? What we have here? Can Bokar talk about Santa Mata, La Dominadora, Philomen? I don't know about Philomen like that, but I can say about La Dominadora. I've used her in the past to, to make certain people submit. There were certain clients, female clients of mine, that wanted their lover to submit, and that spirit definitely humbled them men to the point where the guy was asking the female for permission to go out with his homeboys. And that's what I'll say about that. Okay, how do you get 3,200 likes? How is that even possible on TikTok? It always seems to amaze me. Someone asked me if I eat meat. What's important? Why is it important whether or not I eat meat? Of course I eat meat from time to time, but I try to keep it to a limit. I know that there's the what they call them, the tree huggers, the conscious community people that say, oh, you can't eat meat and all some type of stuff. If you eat meat, you're not spiritual. Most of the people that these type of people look up to eat meat. Most Wugan, most Mumble eat meat. Most Pileros eat meat. Most Babalaos eat meat. So if you don't like that, maybe you need to go study Hinduism or something like that. I'm not saying that to you, but I'm just saying, just talking about it, because there's a lot of people that, oh, this person eat meat, how can you be spiritual? Well, that's one thing about a lot of you out of tune people that are out of tune with your culture and history. Not everyone is a vegan or vegetarian. Most of the people in Africa that are practicing spirituality are not vegans. Majority of the priests and priestesses that you look up to from Haiti, Africa, wherever, they're not vegans. They're not vegetarians. Just want to put that out in the air, man. Just in case if that was the energy he was coming with. Well, I'm glad you agree, man. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. Insurance, insurance on luxury timepieces. I don't trust them. I'm the real deal. Thank you. I'm glad you feel that way. Who you got here? What do you think about initiation ATRS? I already answered that. I'm like the realest on the site. Man, everybody's saying I'm the real deal. This is amazing. I mean, listen, everybody's saying that I'm the real deal. Listen. A lot of you guys are just learning about me. On YouTube, I've been in the scene for 8 years. You see, like on YouTube, social media, I've been on the YouTube platform for like 8 years. I just recently jumped on TikTok like what, this year or something like that? You're saying, I've been doing what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely glad that I have a lot of audiences that follow me. Thank you. Okay. Hold on. What is the purpose of lumps in voodoo? I have no idea. See, I've seen my uncles use them, but I never used the lump before. You know, there's people that talk about that. Again, I've never used it. I've seen my uncle use it and stuff like that, but for me, there's, you know, listen, I've seen people use lumps, but that's not my style. That's just like me talking to another vaudouisan. In the vaudouisan, you talking about, you know, this, we can call it porte de la rue to another vaudouisan. This vaudouisan does not know about these rings, about how I do my thing. You know, that person uses lumps. Some people use mouchoir. I don't use no mouchoir. You know, I have in the past when I first started, but I've let that go. Now all my spiritual stuff is in jewelry. So again, lumps, that is, some people use it, you know, they offer it to Ezuli, but some people make lumps for Ezuli. I don't understand. You know, it's like what? Lump, lighting a candle, lighting whatsoever. I mean, you can actually do that with candles. But again, I don't know the science too much about that, so I don't want to speak too much about it. But I've never really been a fan of lumps, where I really didn't find any importance for it, any purpose for it. Okay, if you call on the ancestors that you did know when they were alive, you should be safe like grandma. So I mean, you gotta know what they like, and you gotta know if they're capable of doing the job. See, a lot of you guys, you want to call people, but you want to make, you know, you don't know if they're capable of giving you what you ask. Every spirit has their own job description, you know. So if you're calling on that spirit, make sure that spirit can do what you're asking. Okay, I got it. What's the name? Super chat. Hold on. Okay, wait. Let me see a super chat. Let me highlight this. Where is the super chat question? Ms. Me, they got a lot of questions here. What's your strongest suggestion for enemy work and why? See, it all depends on what you like. If you want to, here goes. What's my suggestion for the strongest work you have for enemy? I like this zombie. I like it. You see, I like this zombie because it stays on the person. Long as it's right here, it's going to stay on that person. So as time goes on, they begin to wither away. See, in the beginning, it's fine. It's fine. Like, there's one character who recently deleted his... did you even see that whole Zebater live recently? That boy went ballistic. That boy went crazy on that live. You know what I'm saying? Zebater went ballistic. He went crazy. But anyway, I don't even know why I brought his name up. But anyway, listen, getting back to that, I would say this. When you do a zombie on an enemy, you throw it, or let me say in Espanol, on Espanol, they call it muerto, right? Muerto, you know, whatsoever. When you throw that type of spirit on someone, what happens is that it latches onto the individual. It latches onto them. It's like a vampire in a sense, because it sucks the person's energy and keeps on sucking them and sucking them and sucking them, their energy. And now they begin to feel a little sick. They begin to feel a little drained as time, and it doesn't stop. So as long as that spirit is on them, their energy is going to be robbed from them. And that's one thing. Now they start to have all these crazy things that begin to happen. They start losing their mind. The things that they do is out of character and out of pocket. I mean, listen, there was this guy. There's this guy named Brujo, right? This guy named Brujo, right? I mean, I don't know why I'm bringing his name up, but here goes. Word on the streets was that this woman he was with, he turned around and assaulted her 1-year-old child. Then on top of that, he got with another woman, and the woman says that he did the R word. That is totally, listen, that is totally out of that guy's nature. See, listen, there was another guy. Totally different scenario. This guy had a zombie. This woman was warned to stay away from this guy that she was dealing with because she wanted a zombie placed on him. Now, I never did it. Everybody knows I've never done black magic a day in my life, right? This guy becomes irate. This guy grabs him by the hand, start ripping off her fingernails one by one. She's screaming in the car, ah, ah! This guy is ripping her fingernails off. See, what happens is that it makes people into maniacs. It makes them crazy. See, these people may go out and do things that they later regret. They're like, how did this happen? Now they find themselves in jail. Like, what the heck did I do? What the heck did I do? I didn't do nothing. I don't know what happened. I just lost my temper. I just lost my cool. Things like that happen. And this is why I call it spiritual framing. Because ultimately, it wasn't the person. It wasn't them in their natural state of mind. Something came over them and made them do something that wasn't even in their character. See, that's a whole nother story, man. But anyway, listen. Not only that, accidents can occur. Accidents. Car problems, financial problems. And not only that, health things can arise. So now they get up, they're looking all tired, they're looking all drained. That's only a symptom of what's going on internally. How can I tell if someone's sending heavy negative energy your way? I mean, listen, you can't tell because there's energy all around you. How can you listen? This is a question someone asked me. How can you tell someone's sending negative energy your way? My thing is, how can you really tell? There's energy all around you. You go outside, there's energy all around you. People have their own thoughts whatsoever. You think an enemy is the only person sending energy at you? When you go to the store, people have their own problems. See, this is why you guys got to understand how bodily energy works. People can be at a store and now they're dropping off thought forms. See, I guess y'all ain't even know that I know words like that. Engrams, thought forms. Now you walk into place, now you're feeling drained. Now you're feeling tired. Now you're feeling out of pocket. Now you're making mistakes. I remember I was at a construction site about, I was at a construction site about 16 years ago. And I was working, never made a mistake whatsoever. I'm at the job, this guy comes over, negative all hell. This guy is talking, and I'm making mistakes left and right. This boy's energy is so chaotic. This him standing next to me on a construction site, I'm making mistakes that I never ever really made like that. Some people's energy can be so toxic, they just come around you, and now you are making mistakes and errors. So now that person is being your presence, they jinxing you. Bad company corrupts good character. Oh, you know it. That's what I'm playing. Hold on. Tree huggers. Yes. Okay, let me throw this up here. Can you offer meat to spirits too? So why shouldn't we eat meat? And vegan ain't healthy. What was it? Okay, hold on. You can offer meat to spirits too, so why shouldn't we eat meat? We eat it, and vegan ain't healthy. I mean, listen, I say this. There are some kind of good things with eating, that kind of goes, that's kind of good with being a vegan to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it definitely, lack of your arteries being filled with plaque. You got a clean system. But when it comes to having endurance and strength, I mean, listen, you gotta be moderate in things you do. You gotta be balanced. For me, if anything, I try to stay away from too much meat and stuff like that, because that uric acid is definitely not good for you, man. Especially fried foods. Now that I'm older, I stay away from all that stuff. Trying to stay away from fried foods. But again, I go through my cleansing moments when my body is clean. I feel like I'll cheat here and there. I may eat a little greasy, something like that. But fried stuff like that, I try to stay away from that most of the time. Like I said, when my system's clean, I'll take a risk here. Eat this and that sometimes. But again, sometimes it's cool to to go through that vegan thing, man, or basically eat less meat whatsoever. That thing makes me feel sluggish, man. Eating too much meat makes me feel very sluggish, man. The theme, when you begin to see the environment for a long, when you, will if you are asked, okay, if you are marked with gifts, your gifts alert you. However, you don't have gifts. I don't know what this person's talking about, man. Okay, well, listen, this was a beautiful Q&A. I'm going to, oh, wait. Before, wait. I need you guys to hit that like button. There's definitely a lot of people tuning in tonight. I need y'all to hit that like button. I need those like buttons to go up. We did a great job on TikTok, but I need you guys to hit those like buttons for me. Good evening, Tina Chen. I see you. Yeah, please hit those like buttons. Hit those like buttons, man. Hit those like buttons. Who's this? Toronto Raptors. Someone said, let me take that down. Nah, we ain't gonna give that boy no publicity. They said so-and-so asked for forgiveness. I don't know if he asked for forgiveness. If he did, nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah. We standing on that. You know what I'm saying? If he asked for forgiveness, it's nah. You know what I'm saying? We standing on that. He had an opportunity to make it right a long time ago, and he wanted to play big boss. So now what we doing, we stand on the same side that he was standing on. So it's no. That boy got to pay for everything he did. All the lies and rumors he put out there, nah, he got to pay for that. It's up and it's stuck. I told him that. He had all the opportunity and time to make it right. He got to pay for that. So I'm not going to mention his name. We're going to keep on getting money and keep on, working through the algorithm. So listen, let me move off of that real quick. Let me move off of that. Good evening. Well, listen, we got a lot of people tuning in tonight. What I wonder, why is the influx of people? Why is it so big tonight? We got about 50 people. 50 people watching tonight. See, I guess this is what happens when you knock off the competition. When you knock off the competition, well, there's where there's no competition, there's nowhere for people to turn to but here. Okay, got you. Understood. But listen, I appreciate every one of you guys for tuning into this live. I'm actually going to conclude for tonight. We did about, we got 52 people? We got 52 people? Man, we got 52 people in this live here. I mean, listen, I don't do the 3-hour lives like some people do, but I'll have to conclude for tonight. I appreciate every one of you guys for tuning in. I'm out. Later, TikTok, I'm out. Later, YouTube, I'm gone.